Hey, how's it going out there, everybody? Hope everybody's having a great day. Welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Cash, and this is Weekly Recap. What is Weekly Recap? I should really have a list by now, that way I don't forget any, but I'm going to give you the best I can of it. Weekly Recap is me, an owner-operator, operating a semi-truck in the United States for 7 days or less. I'm leased to an 80-20 split carrier. I don't talk about the carrier. This week is the last week of June 2025 we'll be going over right here. I talk about the loads. I talk about what I did. Break it all down for you. These numbers are not to brag. They are not to complain. They are simply me going over what happened to me. And that's the best I can give you. If you want to become an owner-operator, be sure to check in with more people than just me. This is one person's opinion. This is one person's experience. Get you a good business plan. Get you lots of knowledge on running a business in general. Learn to drive a truck. Start you a trucking business. That's the way to go about it, in my opinion. Let's talk about this week. Let's go over the loads. I'm back in Minnesota at the start of the week. I went Minnesota down to Georgia. Surprise, surprise. I mean, that's all I've been doing for basically the last 3 months. So Minnesota down to Georgia, same old, 36 empty miles, 1157 on the loaded, 1193 total, 0 degrees, 43,000 and some change, $3,000 that load paid. That's what I'm getting these days on that. Then we get down to Georgia. I rest assured Georgia's on your mind. So get to Georgia, grab the load out of Georgia to Alabama. I do these quite often. This is a somewhat regular run I do here. And that's 65 empty miles, 335 loaded miles, total 400 on the dot. 42 degrees, 35,000 pounds, and that pays a $1,000 bill. And that picks up on Sunday morning, and that delivers on Monday morning. That's why I like that load. And that gets me down to the southern part of the country, and then I bounce over to Mississippi. I pick up out of Mississippi, right back to Minnesota to finish up the week. This is a full 7-day week right here. Could be considered 6.5, whatever. You know how I don't like to nitpick like that. It's 7 days. I worked 7 days in a row. It's a 7-day. So Mississippi back to Minnesota, 63 empty miles to go get that. 1195 on the loaded, 1258 total miles, 58 degrees, 42,000 pounds, $2,300. Yes, sir. So that was the 3 loads of the week. Minnesota to Georgia, Georgia to Alabama, Alabama over to Mississippi, Mississippi back to Minnesota. And that's the week. 3 loads. I've been doing this consistently. If I have time, I do 2 of the Minnesotas to Georgia and back, and then Minnesota, Georgia, and back. But whenever I need to be home, or like I want to do a different run, I do this. And this kind of fills out, like 7 days. So it's not a bad run, but this is the market we're in right now, okay? Let's talk about the money and the breakdown of these here loads. $6,300 total revenue. Me and my carrier combined, $6,300. To me, after the carrier takes their 20%, that's $5,040 that I pay to the carrier, the money. But I get to keep $5,040. Miles. Let's talk about the miles I did. 2851 all miles I get to do there. 2687 a loaded mile. 164 empty miles for 5.7% deadhead. Very happy with that. Very happy. These are pre-planned runs that just happen every week. Bam, 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 So it's kind of like, it being planned out, it's high and tight, But anyway, let's get on to it. The rate per mile, $2.21 all miles. Every mile the truck turns $2.21. That is $1.77 a mile, my 80%. And that's $2.34 a mile, a loaded mile. And then let's break down the variable cost. I spent $1,069 on diesel. I spent $166 on reefer, $49 on def, $0 on parking, $0 on scales, $9 on tolls. So it's one of the benefits of going to the south instead of going to the east. No tolls, basically. Total variable cost, $1,293. We bring down my $5,040 and subtract out the $1,293, and that leaves me $3,747, $37.47 left to do what I have to do. Now, if you stuck around this far, I appreciate it. Be sure to smash that like button for me. But a couple things I do need to talk about here. I don't talk about truck payments. I don't talk about insurance. And I don't talk about taxes, okay? None of those do me any good, and neither will they do you any good. I get comments all the time. I know it's first-time listeners and first-time watchers. But they always say, you forgot taxes. No, I didn't forget taxes. It's been left out on purpose. Same way with truck payment and everything. I got nothing to hide against my truck payment. My truck payment is $1,419 a month. But to put that in does nothing for you. Because your truck payment, unless just, a wild anomaly happens, your truck payment will be something different than $1,419, okay? That's what mine is. My insurance costs are going to be different than yours. My taxes, way different than yours. I don't think two people in this country pay the same amount of taxes because everybody's got little things that are different along the way. That's why I don't talk about that stuff. I'm not trying to hide anything. I got nothing to hide. It's just I want to put out the information in a high and tight format that people will actually listen and want to come back and watch week after week, and going over things that don't matter and things that don't accomplish that goal of getting the good information into the hands of the people that need it, I'm going to leave out, okay? I like going over the loads and what the loads pay so you can kind of get an idea of what's going on out here with freight. And then I go over the variable cost. I have a pretty fuel efficient operation, as I like to say. And that's what we do. We haul that reefer freight up and down the country, and that's what I do. There was something. I made a video the other day where I was talking about my Freightliner that I used to have versus my Peterbilt. And some people took me the way I talked about it. I don't understand how you can misconstrue that. I am very happy with the Peterbilt, okay? I had one guy saying, oh, I told you that truck was a piece of crap. I never said anything negative about the Peterbilt. I don't get where you're getting that it's a piece of crap. Knock on wood, been pretty damn happy with this truck. I've had less breakdowns than I did with the Freightliner. I get basically the same fuel economy. And I feel like I got more room in here. I don't know. Big thing is I'm blessed, okay? I had the right truck when I had the Freightliner, and now the Peterbilt's the right truck. When I had the Freightliner, I was doing a lot of multi-stop, a lot of time, good money, but more time than miles. And those loads just aren't out there right now for me. So when I had the Freightliner, going slow was better, but the problem with it is now with these loads, a lot of these I have to go faster. And the Peterbilt gets better fuel economy at like 70 mile an hour than my Cascadia did. So it's just, I'm lucky. I got the right tool then, and now that I'm having to do more loads that are more high speed, 2-day, 1,200 mile delivery type things, I got the right truck for it. It just works out for me like that sometimes. But I just want to be very clear with that. Some people thought I was complaining about the Peterbilt, which I went back and listened to it. Didn't seem like I was to me, but, hey, some people just want to be that I told you so guy, but there's nothing to tell me. Like, I'm happy with the Peterbilt. Like, I could have traded the Peterbilt for that Cascadia I was driving when my Peterbilt was in the body shop getting the hood redone from where the guy backed into it. I could have easily took over the payments on that Freightliner and sold this truck, especially with the insurance payment. I could have sold this truck and probably carried over 10 grand into the next truck as a down payment, but I didn't. I wanted to keep the Peterbilt. So very happy with the Peterbilt, just to be clear. I appreciate everybody watching. Thank you very much. Take care of each other out there, and remember, people are more important than trucking. Hi, I want to talk to you real quick about the ES Advantage card. Do you need discounts at major truck stop chains? They got them. Do you need discount on shop rates at TA and Loves? They got them. Tire discounts. They even got health insurance now. Click the link down below. Easy application, no credit check. Sign up. They give you a call back, take all your information, and you'll be in the network.